Adéwà, Ọlọ́run ẹ̀mí mímọ́, Adéwè. Nígbà tá a wà lórí òkè, pásítọ̀, àwa ti kọrin, a ti ṣe kíní jìnnà ju tẹ̀yìn tí wọ̀nyí. Ẹ gbàgbé, a bá ń ṣe ìsọjí báyìí. Pásítọ̀ ṣe máa gbámọ́lẹ̀ lù, àgbámọ́lẹ̀. Bàbá wo sọ fún mi pé àwọn ti ṣe CAC rè kó tó di wípé cross àbí bàbá. Ẹ jọ ẹ̀yin méjèèjì mo fẹ́ béèrè nǹkan lọ́wọ́ yín láàárọ̀, ó dùn mí pé àfa ò sí nílé. Ṣé ẹ jọ ẹ fọlọ́run hàn mí, níbo lọ́lọ́run ń gbé, ẹ̀sìn wo ló ń ṣe, èdè wo lọ́lọ́run ń sọ, àti wípé Ọlọ́run tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ẹ̀ yìí, ìlú wo ló wà gan-an, ẹ̀sìn wo ló ń sìn gan-an, èdè wo ló ń sọ. Ẹ jọ mo ní ìdí ánsà. Màmá mi Olúbùnmi, ẹ jọ ẹ dá mi lóhùn bo ìbéèrè mẹ́ta yẹn. Ọmọ mi, orúkọ tí mò ń wò yìí yà pé ìyá yẹn kìrìsìtẹ́nì máa jẹ́, pásítọ̀ wà níbí, bàbá wo ló wà lẹ́yìn yẹn, bàbá Olúwo. Bàbá Olúwo, ẹ sanwó mi pé o, ẹ sanwó mi pé tẹ bá tún ní kí wàá gbé yín lóru bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn, ní ìní gbé yín mọ́, orúkọ gbé yín lóru àná, ní ìní gbé yín mọ́. Mo ń dá yín padà báyìí, ẹ kàn kó ẹran inú ẹran àwọn ẹgbẹ́sẹ̀ ẹran kó fún mi. Ṣé ẹran lẹ fẹ́ fi ṣọ́ọ̀kì owó ọkọ̀ tó yẹ kẹ́ ẹ san láàárọ̀, àbí owó tàná? Torí kò yé mi. Èmi kọ́ ni mo kó bá yín o, èmi kọ́ níjọba Nàìjíríà o, tó di eyín báyìí, èmi kọ́ níjọba Nàìjíríà. Ẹ sọ fún mi láàárọ̀ o, mi fẹ́ ká jà o. So ń bo lọ́lọ́run gbé, ẹ má jẹ́ ká fìyẹn da gbogbo kìíní. Ẹ sọ pé owó ká mi lára, owó ṣe ní ká mi lára, ẹ dáhùn question mi jàre bàbá. Ń bo lọ́lọ́run gbé, that's number 1 question. 2, èdè wo gan lọ́lọ́run sọ tó gbọ́? Sọ̀rọ̀ mi. 3, ẹ̀sìn wo lọ́lọ́run máa ń sìn? Religion denominations wo ló belongs to? That's the question. Where does God reside? What language he speaks? And what religion he belongs to? I want to know. Just the 3 questions. I want someone to just answer me. Jẹ́jẹ́ ká má bàa fàjà. Ìyá mi Olúbùnmi, tẹ́ ẹ bá dá mi lóhùn, ìjà máa bẹ́ o. Mo lè má rí nǹkan tẹ́ ẹ kọ́ka. Ìjà bẹ́. Ẹ bá lè dáhùn question yẹn, màá fún ní $100,000. 100,000. Màá lọ yá credit, màá san. Màmá ó jẹ́ 10 years màá fi sọ, màmá sọ. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ sọ ibi tọ́lọ́run yẹn wà o. Pásítọ̀, torí orí òkè lẹ́yìn lẹ́sọpẹ́ títí ń bọ̀ rí. Kí ni wàhálà wa ná nílùú yẹn? Báyìí lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ tí mò ń bá yín sọ̀rọ̀, agbàdúrà gbàgbàgbà, ẹnìkan declare àwẹ̀ 90 days by fast and prayer 90 days. Nínú àwọn prominent pastor tí a mọ̀ sí, táwa gbọ́ wàásù wọn, táwa gan gbàgbọ́ nínú Kristi ń báyìí. I saw the franchise, pole to pole ni, òpó sí òpó, church here, church there, church here, church there, pole to pole, house to house. To get to Nigeria, if you want to sleep, I gbé on speaker, they're gonna be on speaker, noisy, that place noisy. Àwọn ká pariwo mọ́jú ni, ilé jẹ́ ilé kékeré kan. Where have you ever seen Jesus Christ destroy something with fire? God of Elijah ni, iná ni, but Jesus Christ has come and he entered the holy of the holiest once. Aṣọ lékè temple yẹn ó dẹ̀ fire. That is where he says, my grace sufficient for you. All this deception, charisma of defrauding people by all these shenanigans and all that should stop. Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe eléyìí tó tọ́. Pásítọ̀, nǹkan ẹyọ kan ni mo fẹ́ fún yín jẹ láàárọ̀ yìí. Ẹ dẹ̀ lọ gbé fún gbogbo àwọn tẹ́jọ ń ṣẹgbẹ́, tẹ́jọ ń ṣe, tẹ́jọ mọ̀.
This case is so pathetic that young children are being traded with by certain.
Bóun ẹ̀ kó lọ church kó ló fẹ́ lọ múyàwó church wo fẹ́ lọ sí club wo fẹ́ lọ múyàwó ọ̀gá àgbàgbé kò fi ibẹ̀ lẹ̀ àwa tó bá church yẹn òun náà ló máa pàdé club akọlọ pàrọ̀ aṣọ ni kó bẹ́ẹ̀ náà oble see you all next year bye.
Ṣé ti gbọ́ àwọn chọ́ọ̀chì yín nìyẹn o.
Yesterday, just as I expected, I came across one of Nigeria's biggest church leaders declaring 100 days of fasting for Nigeria. He said the country will soon experience peace after the church's 100-day fast is over. Now, it will be completely delusional to think that these people do not know that these prayers and fasting absolutely do nothing to improve Nigeria's trajectory. Yet every new year, we start with these prayers for a better Nigeria. So I'm asking this morning, what more do you want God to do for Nigeria? Because if nations across the world were to argue as to who is God's favorite child, Nigeria will undoubtedly be seen as one of God's favorite children. God gave Nigeria everything, way more natural and human resources than most countries on earth. Arable land, no natural disasters, fantastic weather for agriculture, some of the most brilliant minds on earth, a people with the skills to thrive in any part of the world that we have found. God didn't fail Nigeria one bit. Nigerians failed Nigeria. God gave this nation fertile soil, rivers that flow like veins through the heart of the nation. Nigeria is not lacking in blessings that we need to pray for. It is instead drowning in gross mismanagement. So again, what more do you want God to do for Nigeria as you fast for 100 days? What more is God meant to do for our country? To choose your leaders for you? To help you jail your corrupt politicians? To help you properly utilize all the vast resources that He has already blessed us with? There's almost no nation on the continent that should have been at par with Nigeria in development and quality of life for its citizens. If you think about just the wealth we should have from oil alone, take a look at what other countries have done with their own oil wealth. Think of what the Niger Delta alone could look like if we managed our resources better. So stop praying to God to bless Nigeria. He's already blessed us beyond what we could ever imagine. And again, when you are calling on God to save Nigeria, what exactly do you want Him to do? God is not going to run your elections for you. He's not going to run your justice system for you. He will not create a better constitution for Nigeria. All of those things were left for you to handle as Nigerians, the best that you could. But instead, we've allowed the worst to rule over us. We've placed tribe and religion over prosperity as a nation. We've allowed the destruction of our institutions by our fellow citizens. God didn't abandon Nigeria. Nigerians instead have laid our bed this way, and so we must lay on it. Your National Assembly members are singing on your mandate, we shall stand. One state governor cannot read his own budget figures. One state governor paid his children's school fees till graduation and is currently being welcomed home like a hero. Where do you want God to step in here? If your governor can't read his own budget figures, what do you want God to do in a situation like that?
Pastor, ẹ wá kó àwọn ọmọ ọlọ́mọ sí ìdààmú. Ẹni wọ́n ti ní kán gbàwẹ̀ 90 days o. Kí ilẹ̀ lọ́lọ́run fi ṣe. Òun ló tún a máa tún máa dì képe. Bàbá o. No. Kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Ṣáàrí kò sí bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe lè gbàdúrà fún èṣù kó di áńgẹ́lì. Nàìjíríà ẹgbọ́n nísì tí ọmọ kan wá sọ lọ́fíìsì mi lánàá. Ojú tì mí nígbà tó fi kíní hàn mí. Ó wá sẹ́ǹdì ẹ̀ sí mi. Ojú tì mí o.
Our next story is about corruption. This is a global problem. It plagues a number of countries, but some more than others. Among those at the top of the list is Nigeria. Nigeria is Africa's most populous nation. It used to be Africa's biggest economy as well, but it has now slipped to 4th place. This slide is often linked to President Bola TINUBU, his economic policies and his reputation for corruption. TINUBU recently featured on a list, the list of the most corrupt leaders in the world. The winner was former Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. He was followed by Kenya's William Ruto. But TINUBU made the top 5. Now, I must clarify here that these rankings were sourced from the public. There wasn't a scientific formula involved. It was about public perception. And TINUBU is perceived to be extremely corrupt. So is his government. There are a number of reasons for this. Let me show you some of the latest examples, starting with the government. Nigeria has an anti-corruption agency. It is called the EFCC, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. This is Nigeria's watchdog. Its job is to tackle corruption, and technically they are doing that, but at home. Let's show you today's major headline. The EFCC has detained 10 of its own over some missing items. This statement was put out by the agency. You'll notice that they said some operational items could not be accounted for. Okay, that sounds like some missing equipment. But then the Nigerian press dug a little deeper, and it turns out that the operational items were jewelry and cash worth $350,000 to $400,000. What operations were they pulling off with all that jewelry? 10 EFCC officers were detained in Lagos. They are apparently answering questions. That is all that the commission has revealed. They haven't told the public who the corrupt officers are. I know it's innocent until proven guilty, but the very same commission usually does not follow this. They happily share the names of under trials, but suddenly the agency is shy about revealing the names of its own officers. And this has been quite a bad week for them. They were forced to make another announcement on Monday, telling the people that 27 other officers had been dismissed for fraudulent activities and misconduct. This is not a great look for Nigeria's anti-graft watchdog, and definitely not a good look for the TINUBU government. Bola TINUBU is 72 years old. He's been around for a while. He's a seasoned politician. So as you would expect, he has been linked to a number of scandals over the decades. One of the worst involved drug dealing. TINUBU allegedly held money from drug trafficking in his accounts. This was according to the US Justice Department. TINUBU, of course, never accepted the charges, but he did pay out a settlement worth $460,000. Now, these charges are old. No final verdict was reached. So let's put them aside for now. After all, people can supposedly change. So what has TINUBU been up to recently since he became president? Well, he was caught up in a fake diploma scandal for a while. There were allegedly some errors in his college certificate. Okay, mistakes happen, moving on. Then there was a major scandal involving a highway. TINUBU issued a $13 billion government contract to a company co-owned by his son. TINUBU is quite the caring father, apparently, but alas, most people do not see it that way. That is why he made it to the top 5 in the Corrupt Person of the Year award. The perception is quite prevalent, and reports say that he is quite vexed. He's even hired American lobbyists to clean up his image. He's reportedly paying them $2.7 million, though I wonder, is he paying from his own pocket or Nigeria's treasury?
Ibi tó tiẹ̀ tí bọ́ọ̀lù tó sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí lánàá lélẹ̀. Amẹ́ríkà, àwọn European continent, àwọn West, ọ̀tá dúdú ni wọ́n látayérayé. Why tí ẹ̀gbọ́n lọ ń ṣe irú kí iye lè? Allegedly o, èmi ò tí ì ṣe rìsà allegedly. Bóyá wọ́n purọ́ mọ́ bí òótọ́ ọ̀pọ̀ allegedly. Kí ni imagine? Àwọn fún olódùkú yìí wọ́n fẹ́ kí Nàìjíríà kó dàgbà. Áfíríkà ṣeré. Kẹ́gbọ́n kó gbé ìgbésẹ̀ tó yẹ kó gbé, ó ti débi tó yẹ kó dé. Devolve power kó clean orúkọ ẹ kúrò lórí gbogbo nǹkan tó ń sọ yìí. Devolve power yìí. Àwọn tó ń gbàdúrà tẹ́ ń gbàdúrà ẹ lọ gbàdúrà fún Tinubu, ẹ lọ bá bàbá Adébóyè, ẹ lọ bá ẹ bá sòótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀. Oyèdèpò lọ bá sòótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀, Kúmí lọ bá sòótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀. Ká devolve power, wọn ò sọ pé kí Nàìjíríà kó disintegrate àbí disintegrate àbí kí láti pé àwọn tí ó kò ní dandan lọ́túkà ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n ṣe kí ni ká jẹ́ kó ní kálukú padà sí region ní ẹ̀. Ńlá ló máa kólẹ̀ o. Mo sọ tèmi o, I talk my own. Àwọn tó ń pè mí tán jẹ́ kí ṣe program ilé ní lọ. Pè mí sí meeting mẹ́ta lẹ́ẹ̀kan náà. Ṣé máa pín àmì sí mẹ́jọ ni? Ọdún títí láwọ̀ ayé omi ìfẹ́ waste time ayé mi o.